Hey guys, welcome back to channel DevKagi. So few weeks back, one of my friend asked me to help him out with some issues that he was facing while working on a personal Flutter project. While helping him, I realized that the problems he was facing were more or less similar to what I had encountered when I was starting with Flutter. And now, here we are. I'm making this series hoping that it will help someone out there who might be facing similar issues. That being said, let me clear that I am not going to explain minor details like how to set up Flutter or how each widget works. I am definitely not going to explain what are loops, variables and other programming basics. For that, I think the official Flutter and Dart documentation is more than enough. So in this series, we'll be making a simple wallpaper app. I know it isn't the most fun and engaging app to make, but keep in mind that this series isn't about what app I am making. Instead, I want it to be about how am I making that app. To be completely honest, I'm not sure what all features I'll be adding to this app. But to get started, my primary goal will be to fetch the images stored in Firebase and display them inside our app. Further, I might add functionality to categorize these images based on type. Types like cars, bikes, animals and so on. I think it's better to stop talking about what we will do and let's start doing something. In this first video, we'll set up the database using Firebase and then we'll set up the Flutter project using Visual Studio Code. So first, you'll have to log into Firebase using your Gmail ID. So after you have done that, click on this Go to Console button located right next to your profile image. This will take you to the recent projects page. If you have already created some Firebase projects, they will appear here. To create a new project, click on the Add Project button. Now, you will be asked to set a name for your project. I'll set the name for this as That Wallpaper App. You can see that just below this, an unique ID for our project gets generated. If the name that you entered above is completely unique, then this ID will match the project name. In my case, someone has already used That Wallpaper App. So Firebase automatically generated a unique name by adding some random digits at the end. Let's click Continue. On the next step, you will be asked whether you want to enable Google Analytics for this project. This option is really helpful if you are planning to release this app. But for us, this does not matter, so I'll turn it off. And now, once I click Continue, Firebase will start creating this project for us. This will take a few minutes. And once that is done, we will be taken to Project Dashboard of this new project. On the left panel, you can see that we have multiple Firebase options which we can use. We will mostly be using only two of them in this project. First one is storage. So storage allows us to store all our videos, images, PDFs and other data files which will be served to users when needed. So I'll click Get Started here. As soon as I do that, I'll be greeted with a pop-up to set the read-write access of database and the location for cloud storage. I'll keep the default rules for now because we won't directly be connecting to the storage from our app. So default rules are fine. As for the location, I'll choose a random location. Ideally, you should choose a location which is closer to your potential target audience. But since this is not a serious project, any location should be fine. Once you click Done, a new storage will be created for you and you will be taken to the storage page. And from here, you can add, edit or delete files from your storage. Now for our wallpaper app, we need to upload some wallpapers in this storage. I have already downloaded some wallpapers from pixels.com. So I'll start uploading them here. To keep things manageable, I'll create separate directories for each category of photos. You can create new folder using this button located right next to the upload file. I'll give it a name and click Add Folder. Once that folder is created, I'll go inside it and then click Upload Files. Here I can select multiple images at once and upload them. Similarly, I'll create another folder for wallpapers of cars. In this way, you can add all your images in appropriate folders. I have already done that in another project, and this project I have just created to walk you through all this process. Now once you have uploaded all the images, head over to database section located above storage in the left panel. Now this is the actual database that we will connect to from our app. Firebase provides two types of database options. One is Cloud Firestore and the other one is Real-Time Database. Both have their own advantages and disadvantages. which you can read about in the official post by Firebase. But for this app, I'll use Cloud Firestore. So let's click on Create Database here. Again, we will be asked to set the database rules and location. Here we have two options for database rules, production mode and test mode. So in production mode, both read-write access is blocked by default. Since I am not going to publish this app and I will be the only one able to access this database, I'll set this to test mode. This will allow read-write by anyone for next 30 days. I'll click next. Here location is already set, so I'll click done. Now a database will be created for us and we will be redirected to the database page. Now keep in mind that Cloud Firestore manages data in collections and documents. Collections can store multiple documents and we can have multiple such collections in our database. So here I'll click on Start Collection. For every collection we need to specify a collection ID. I'll be storing wallpapers in this, so it makes sense to name this as wallpapers. Now after clicking next, we will have to create our first document inside this collection because collections cannot be empty. For creating a document, we need to specify an unique document ID. This can also be any string, but it is better to let Firebase auto-generate this ID so that we don't have to worry about its uniqueness. Now each document can hold multiple fields. So I'll name the first field as URL and for its value I'll put some random string. If we expand the type option, you'll find that there are various types of field that you can have, like arrays, maps, booleans and few others. I'll click on save after this. And as you can see, we now have a collection called wallpapers under which we have a document with random but unique ID, and inside that document we have a field called URL with its value string as some URL. As you might have guessed, we will have one document for each image stored in the storage, and this document will have two fields for now. One will be called URL, which will store the link to that image, and other will be called tag, which will store the type of that image. To show this, I'll quickly go to the storage section and open any one image that we just uploaded. You can see that we get a link to the image in the right panel under the preview of that image. I'll just copy this link, and now let's go back to the document that we created under database section. Here I'll edit this document and paste the copied link in the URL field of this document. Now let's add one more field called tag, which will tell us which kind of image this is. Since it was an image from animals folder, I'll add animal here. Similarly, I'll copy the link for next image from storage and then create one more document in the database. We'll have to do this for all the images. I won't be doing this right now because, as I said, this project was just to show you how you can set up your Firebase project. I've already done this in another project which I'll be using for making the actual app. Once you are done with all this setup, you can finally add an app to your Firebase project. For this, go to the project overview section located at the top. Here you'll get option to add an iOS app, an Android app, a web app or an Unity app. I'll be using an Android app for this. So once you click the Android option, you'll get to this page. Here you'll have to specify a package name for your app. This is used to uniquely identify your app from rest of the apps out there. So here I'll type in com.devkage.thatwallpaperapp without any spaces or underscores. Remember what you typed here because you'll need this while creating the Flutter project. The next two fields are optional, so I'll leave them blank. After clicking register app, the second step is to download this Google Services.json file. Make sure that only required people have access to this file, and definitely do not put this publicly in your GitHub repository. Now that we have downloaded this file, let's create our Flutter project. For this, first go to a directory where you would like to create your project and then open up a command prompt or terminal at that location. In this terminal, type in flutter space create space --org and then specify whatever was your equivalent for com.devkage in the package name that you specified while registering the app. Then give a space and type in the last part of your package name. For me, this was that wallpaper app, and then hit enter and let Flutter do its magic. Once this is done, step into the newly created directory and run code command. This will open up Visual Studio Code with current folder as workspace. You'll find the main.dat file under lib folder here. Now let's go back to Firebase and complete the app registration. For this, copy the downloaded Google Services.json file and paste it where your app level Gradle file is. This will be under Android/app directory. If you don't know, there are two Gradle files in every Android project. One is located under Android/app directory called the app level Gradle file, and another one is located under Android directory known as project level Gradle file. So make sure that you paste it right next to app level Gradle file. Once that is done, go to the next step in registration page. Now here we have to make some changes to our Gradle files. First one is adding this class path under dependencies section of project level Gradle file. So I'll copy this line and go to the project level Gradle file, and I'll paste this under the dependencies section. Next, we'll have to add this apply plugin in app level Gradle file. So let's copy it and go to the app level Gradle file. Now I'll save both these files. One more thing that I would like you to check is these two flags in Gradle.properties file. Make sure that both of them are present and are set to true. Once you have done all this, you can open the main.dat file and start the app by pressing F5. I have an emulator installed, so I'll use that. But if you don't have one, you can always connect your physical device. You just want to make sure that everything is working as expected. And yes, the sample app is working as expected. So let's finish this registration process. When you go back to your Firebase project, you'll see that your Android app is now added to this Firebase project. So that was it for this video. I hope you were able to follow along. Although we haven't done any coding in this video, I still have pushed this code in the GitHub repository linked in the description. So if you want, you can take a look at it. If you still face any issues, let me know in the comment section below. All that being said, if you liked the video, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more such videos. I hope to see you in the next one.